Good evening, everyone. I'm Stanley Pacion. I'd like to read to you from a poem which is actually a rewrite called SPLEEN. I call it SPLEEN, a poem in two parts. It's a long poem, and I'm going to read one section, then the next section, part one and part two. So let me begin with it right now. Stanley Pacion, SPLEEN, a poem in two parts. Aren't you something? You're asking me to be your friend. Forgive my lapse into the colloquial. I lack another way to put it. Where? Oh, where? Do you get the nerve? What unmitigated gall propels you when you have fallen far from the mark, lack common decency, to comport yourself within any norm of self-respect or concern for the well-being of any other, wanting impulse, regard for truth? What are you? How nasty. How you have hurt me. I curse the day my dream of love's uplift turned to descent. Have you no shame? Pitiless you are. You know how much I love you. I feel our souls were as one. But your cruelty surfaced at the start. Remember that May Day? Our first real holiday together? Remember our first full day together after you returned from the homeland, after we had not seen each other for 7 months? Not having seen each other for 7 months. I wish I could sincerely say that I'm fine and dandy with the me inside. I wrote you all those letters. I waited for you and worked hard to make your homecoming right. Worked my ass off. I found an apartment, moved furniture and belongings, ran the business, wrote poetry. You treated me like, well, I must resort to vulgarity, the vulgar. You treated me like shit. You were I simply able to look straight into the mirror, claim I'm tickled pink. Excuse me, my manners make a scene. You were skilled in your ways. You started on the offense. Picky, picky, picky. It must be a symptom, for it certainly points to the way you eat your meals. Good God, at the end there were two. We were reduced to 2 restaurants. At the end of it, we had 2 places where we might have something to eat. And you played your hand skillfully, practiced as you were in the art prevarication. Playing me on for months on end, lie after lie, and I never caught on then. You were shameless. Hustled me for victuals. The happy days, where are they? Those days were few and seemed so hard to find. Whatever happened to our love? You did tell me you loved me, or am I dreaming? Were you playing me? Was I the fool? You asked, I await your return. You did ask, I await your return. I thought it might be real nice. I wish I understood. Wasn't it once so good? Please, darling, please, might you notice how much our affair revolved around food, the eating of it and the gaining of weight? I'm still not over it, everything. You're collecting recipes and filing them assiduously clipped from cooking magazines. To how you love TV's Biggest Loser. You once said, pointing to some porky contestant, if I ever get like that, just shoot me. I believe I said I would happily comply. And the drama was strange, strange indeed. Once you went through the garbage. By habit, I always double-bagged it. Then, after your inspection, you complained. You complained when you met me at work. I had not cut the watermelon to the quick. Too much fruit remained upon the rind. Oh, my darling girl. Sorry I displeased you. Perhaps someday I'll mend my profligate ways. Junkie, tramp, liar, what a creep. Plain old common everyday nutriment. Feed's always an issue. I figure the reason you cannot behave proper, you cannot swallow your pride. You cannot finish your dinner. Someone once wrote, perhaps John Dryden. It was an historical figure nonetheless. In noble minds some dregs remain, not yet purged off of spleen and sour disdain. And when I objected, understand, had no desire to pick up every tab, the extra supermarket purchases you were buying for your own room, nourishments you had no intention to share with me. You pulled a fast one, tried a rationalization, you bullshitted me about how your father treats women. Oh my God, did I really need a lecture about his generosity and free spending? His financial chivalry when it came to women, when it came to the opposite sex? Reader, had you only been there for that recital, she had a full of her self-smugness deep into her face. I had to stop you, and in a letter I reminded you, you had told me already, how a court order was necessary. Him to support his ex-wife and kids. Strength of character, epitomized, a stand-up guy? No. It seems a lack of backbone. Think, sweetie, you must have inherited it from Dad. The fear. The fear of your mother. Guess what? Fear is an enemy. Though with the sick it frequently masquerades as good counsel, pretends to be a friend. Was our love a game and you set me up for the loser? Hey, some situation. The situation fear engendered. 1 son, 3 daughters, and no mention of grandchildren. Never mind possible granddaughters. All of them alienated. They have nothing to do with you. They never speak to him at all. It's the kind of story that makes me happy, glad that he is not my daddy. Chivalrous indeed. What a crock of shit. You had me pay for the food you ate alone in your hostel. You cheat me, and yet you must know how great my love for you. You offered me nothing in return, except a sad story, a sordid tale, and not yet the real truth that you would drop later, like the other proverbial shoe, the evil of your partaking of a long-time affair with a man who proved your alter ego, who proved it over the years. His love was equal to yours. Both of you liars. What a lovely affair. Match made in heaven. I am surprised, struck by the short duration, only 5 years, when you two lovers seem so well suited. Sweetie, how do you do it? Remain absent from his arms, you poor child. I know you still love him. Hanker for the mutual abuse. Listen, missus. Where there's talk, there's desire. Oh, when Stanley's by, oh my, the dreadful things you must say about him, that awful old boyfriend and all his lying, his constant running in debt to you, promises but repayment absent, and the way he, with sex, abused you. But who knows what happened? What's really happening? What if you are in contact with him again? I mean, you're a lover. Wouldn't surprise me. When dealing with you, one never hears the truth. The stories. Oh, the stories. Remember that date with Maura? Out of the clear blue, you had to spend the night. She was a long-time girlfriend, you said. But I had never heard of her before. I had to be reminded of the story of you meeting. I don't believe I ever heard of her again. Maura who? I questioned. Let me meet her. Or tell me her last name. Huh. You would never deign to answer. Your response was silence. You're haughty that way. Learned at home, when native in your native land, the terror, the fundamental disquiet. I guess few may imagine how desperate your life, how ill at ease, how you must bury it. Let's spend the day shopping, you say. Go searching from store to store. There, you see, you know me. It's what I'm like anyway. A running dialogue you pathetically repeat and convince no one, not even yourself. Your home here in the States, your lessons, you studied hard, gained advanced placement. You were waitlisted at Princeton. Here's the humor. Wasn't it the National Honor Society? But what you learned best was deception. The past arises each time the telephone announces your mother. You lie to your mother. And you're a woman within the year, the age of Jesus crucified. Still, you are unable to reveal the truth to your mother. It's laughable. Were it not so awful, terribly sad? Is it my lot? Shall I continue to live in torment? Okay, that's part one of a poem I call Spleen. I'd like to say good evening to you. I'm Stanley Pacion, and I'll do part two soon. Good night.